Hi there and welcome back to the channel. Today on the bench is a Sony KV-1340 UB. This particular one I got from eBay. I think I paid £20 for it. £9, yeah, that's the dogs going out. £9 postage. And I can only describe, I'm amazed that this thing actually even remotely got here. The seller pretty much didn't put it in a box with some bits of cardboard, and that was it. So this thing's been bounced through Parcel Force, UK Parcel Force. It arrived undamaged. None of the controls have been broken off, or any cracks as far as I can see in the case. But yeah, I'll cut in some video here of me opening it up.
Yesterday,
this thing was shipped to me with no padding. Oh my god, just bits of cardboard. Oh wow, 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 wow. Yeah. I am surprised if this comes out in one piece. Absolutely surprised if it comes out in one piece. Right, let's see whether I can get it back out. Well, it's sort of in one piece. No damage as such. We'll soon find out if it's the insides have been scrambled. Let's move it back out a little bit. Oh yeah, that's Jack having a go. Yeah, so yeah, it's in one piece. They just set up. Well, we'll soon see. We'll soon see if this is any good. We're going to see whether we can try and repair it. Yeah, okay. All of the controls actually got here in one piece. Yeah, they're still there. It's very, very dirty, but yeah. KV-1340, yep. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this. Yeah, okay. This box isn't much bigger than the TV itself, and yeah, it wasn't. It was pretty much the same size as the TV, and it just arrived, and amazingly, it got here in one piece. More luck than effort to actually protect it. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it a very quick clean up, and I'm going to do a quick once round with you. And then we're going to give it a clean up because I don't want to touch it because it is filthy. It is absolutely filthy everywhere. So yeah, give it a quick clean up. This particular type of Sony Trinitron, you don't particularly want to put it on a dim bulb because the power supplies are... Oh, no, there's Jack again. The power supplies are very unique. So what can happen is that the dim bulb actually stops the horizontal circuit from starting up, and then it blows a whole load of stuff. Yeah, so we might have to just go for it with this one. I've already got one of these up in my collection. This one was just so cheap. It started out as a penny, and I put a cheeky big of 25 quid, and I got it for 22. It was just worth a punt. There are a couple of issues. Yeah. The knob keeps on coming off, the on-off knob. It's yeah, I can glue it or I can do something with it. It's just a loose fit. Eventually, yeah, it comes out because this is a pull on and off switch on this, and then you turn it for the volume. Yeah, let's do a quick once round and you'll see what it's like. And it's in remarkably good condition considering what it's been through. So yeah, okay, let get you down and let's have a look at it. So as you can see, it is absolutely filthy. It really is very, very filthy indeed. All the buttons seem to work. The flap seems to be, and look, oh my god, it's actually got the adjustment tool. Wow, after all these years, it's still there. And this is what, a 1975, 76 model, something like that. The volume control is a little scratchy, but seems fine. If I Yeah, I can switch it on and off, but it comes off. The screen, I'm not sure whether it's chipped or not. I don't think it is. I think it just needs a good clean. Just lots and lots of crap on it. Yeah, so the picture controls all feel good. Colour and brightness, they all feel really good. Got a nice great big handle on top. On the back, this is where the aerial goes. Blue, green and red adjustments there for the biasing. We've got the screen control, we've got the vertical hold, horizontal centering, horizontal size, vertical size. I've always found actually taking the TVs apart and adjusting it better than going through those things. You never know what you're going to get into. That's the sticker on the back. KV-1340 UB, serial number 511926. I'm going to compare this to my other one, because I know my other one is a 1975. So, yep. And then right at the bottom, there is the aerial connection there. So no composite, no nothing. This is a not a isolated set. So it's very dangerous to put composite signals into this. You can, if you put a little one-to-one transformer in line, and it'll be fine. On here we've got earpieces, so that's where you put your earphones in if you want to have a listen to it without anybody hearing the audio. That's how it came packaged, with cable like that. I'll do a quick check of that plug. Yeah, so I think the first thing to do is to give this a thorough clean up on the outside, just so I can actually touch it without my hands getting dirty. Yes, I could wear gloves, but actually, yeah, I want to clean it up and see what cosmetic condition we've got. This might be worth saving. We've got a couple of marks and things. That's easy enough to sort out with a Sharpie. It actually works really well. So yeah, I think we've got cosmetically something that might actually clean up quite nicely. Okay, so I've checked the plug. It will do for testing purposes, but not for long term. I've taken all of the controls off the side, because that's how you get into these TVs, because the controls stop you from getting in. I'm going to open it up and have a look, and let's see if there's anything obviously wrong with this. The seller did say they plugged it in and nothing happened. So it could be a fuse. It could be one of the regulators that's popped. These have got I think it's a linear power supply on them, and they're very, very troublesome. When they go wrong, they usually take lots out with them. Ooh, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Reasonably high hour set. I can test the tube on this one, which is good. This is the power supply board here. I've had these apart so many times. It's yeah, I know these ones quite well. Yep, so that's the deflection board, tuner, the modulation boards over here. These can be either really complicated to fix or an absolute breeze. So I'm just gonna, I just can't believe this thing actually got here in one piece in how it was delivered. I genuinely just like, wow. So this is the main power board. It's quite specific to this set. I believe it's a linear power board. When things go wrong, it goes wrong big style. These sets also are actually NTSC, but they've got modifications to allow them to run in PAL. It was just a just the way they did it back then in the early 70s, Sony. They made minor modification to the NTSC circuitry and then they get on with it. So yeah, this is ultimately an NTSC TV with a sort of a modified PAL decoder. I think it was around the Telefunken licensing for PAL. So yeah, it's interesting. The fuse doesn't look blown. No, the fuses aren't blown. The 2SC might be blown. Capacitor, that looks ropey. And they both look a bit odd. Okay, let's have a quick little poke round. I don't want to turn this on until I've had a look round it and see if there's anything obvious. It's that type of TV where you just don't plug it in. We've also got one down here. What is this? C867A. Yeah, could be that. Right, okay, let's put you back up on the mount and you watch me having a little poke around this thing. So, okay, so let's have a little poke around. I just want to check continuity on those fuses. Yep. Can you see that? Oh, okay, there we go. Let's zoom. There we go. Right, so let's do continuity on these fuses. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Go over to voltage. Let's check some of these diodes. Perfect. Perfect. Yep. Yep. Yep, one over there. Yep. Yep, that's fine. So, okay, let's test the... okay, so let's check that... what is this? The 2SC1454. Collector to emitter. Yeah, sort of there. Yep. 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 Yep, that's fine. So then we'll check this one up here. So collector to emitter. Ooh, that's a bit low. Yeah, that looks like that one's gone. 567, 566. Yeah, so one side of that transistor's dead. So I think we found our first problem. So these sets were designed to run on 110 volts. So they were just lightly modified basically to work at 240. So it gets the voltage down to 110 and then it then goes into the set. So for the UK market they did something slightly different from the US one. So yeah, it looks like our little C867A has perished. Let's check that transistor. BCE. Yep. 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 That's fine. Let's check the resistance of that. Has it gone high ohms? Yeah, 1 kilo ohm. I've got. So let's just get a brush. Give that a bit of a. So I'm just going to check another diode. Yep, perfect. So diagnosis is. Oh, hang on, we got one more. We got one more. One more. Yep. No. Diode. Oh no, I think it just that's be bad connection. 601. Yep. And then yeah. So that's fine. Yeah, so I'm going see whether I've got an 867A. I think I might have one in another set. I'll have to bring down a spare set and see what I've got. It might work, I'm not sure. Luckily the 2SC is fine, it's just this 867A. We'll replace those two capacitors if I have them in stock. What is this? 22 volt 160. No, I don't have them. 22 volt 160, so we're going to have to order them in. One thing I've learnt about these this generation of Sony is don't bugger around with the power supply. Just literally replace the capacitors, get the in as good as working order as possible, because when these power supplies go, they can fry all sorts of things. They really will fry just so much. There was very little protection inside these power supplies, so when they did go and went wrong, they would go wrong and fry some very unobtainium silicon. It's not too bad in here. It's okay. Yeah, it's got some use. It's a was it nearly 50-year-old set, so I'm not surprised there's a bit of dust. So yeah, that's good. So it's an 867A. Yeah, I'll remember that. And what I found with the Sony sets, it's the capacitors that go out of spec. They don't filter out AC ripples and stuff like that, and it just kills the transistors and all sorts of things. So this is one of those sets you do actually do a full recap, or you do, if you're going to use it as a daily driver, or you're going to want it for as a good one in your collection or whatever, then definitely replace the capacitors. So I'm going to flip it on its thing, and we're going to check the sound transistor and the, I think it's the horizontal out or the vertical out, I don't know which one it is, and then we're going to check a few others as well. And this is a hot chassis set, so you always use an isolation transformer with these. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Bit low. Let's try that again. Yeah, that one's a little bit weird. I bet you that a horizontal and vertical direction is not right, so that. Yeah, that's fine. So don't know whether you can hear that. It's actually the speaker. So I'm just going to get the tube tester down, and we can have a look and see what this tube does. Okay, so I've got the adapter plugged in. Just about to plug this in, and we're going to test the tube on with the BK467 4 to 7, because it's 6.3 tube set up. So we're going to set the heater first to 6.3. There we go. That goes to 50. Okay, all those are down. Leakage between red and G1. Maybe that's what's causing it. Baked plastics. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. I've got to remember how to plug this one in. Yeah, so I've double checked, and yes, it is the correct socket, and it's the correct voltages and stuff like that. I know these particular tubes. This one here, there's a between red cathode and G1 short by the looks of it. So we've got, this is the tube itself, so we've got the 3 different heaters there. So if I press the G1K short, you should see a little flash. Yeah, so that's the flash. That's actually dumping current down in to try and blow away the shorts. But it looks like, yeah, it looks like we are not having any success with this. Well, we can at least try to get the set up and running and see whether we get whatever picture we get. At least then we know the electronics works, and we got that working, and then we can think about replacing the tube. So I do have a spare tube. So okay, so I've replaced the let's see whether I can get this out. I've replaced that transistor there. I've got a spares machine here with a bunch of TO packages stuff, so I've removed them, replaced the 2SC867. The one difference is that the one in there was a 2SC867A, and this is a 2867. I think they are different, but I don't know. I need to double check. So if I just push that back in, there we go. It's a bit of a pain. So yeah, I've soldered it back in again. I'm about to literally just power it up and see what happens. I think this thing is dead, but well, we'll see what happens. We might get a picture out of it. Okay, so what have we got? We've got a thing which doesn't work there, so I need to use a set of pliers. I can't put this on load. These power supplies do not like being putting onto a load, just the nature of the power supply. That package, the one I replaced, the 2SC, basically halves the voltage coming in, and then it does some weird ass stuff after that. So I've done quite a bit of research into this over the years, and yeah, you just can't power them up through a load. It doesn't like it one little bit. It can blow other things actually. I think it's because if the line oscillator doesn't start, something else doesn't work, and then the whole thing goes pop. All we can do is try it and see what happens. So let me just move you just so I don't have my hand over the TV when it's about to start up. Apply power. Yeah. Here we go. We have something. Oh, we got a picture. We have a picture. Oh wow. Okay, that is not a happy bunny. Oh yeah. No. No. This thing's going on. I can hear it. There was a big crack. Oh wow. Okay. Well, at least we know we've got something. A picture of something. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick check around as well and see what happens. But yeah, well, it's got a picture. The tube tester doesn't seem to be showing me exactly what I need to know. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working as well, which is, I need to check it out. I'm going to check the connections on it. It could be the socket itself. I don't know. I need to open up that socket adapter and have a look and just basically check everything. These sets are delicate, so the slightest problem, it's like, yeah, off. Okay, so I've just replaced 3 of the capacitors in the power board. So we've got a 22 microfarad at 160, in fact 2 of them, and a 10 microfarad at 25. I've replaced these 2 with 10 microfarad 250s. That should be fine for now. I just don't have any of this size in 22 microfarad. Best I've got is about 100. So I've also given it a bit of a clean out above here, and taken off the anode cap and given it a little bit of a clean of dust, just in case it is dust which is causing some sort of issue with the arcing. So here we go. Let's just make sure the light is on it. Let's turn the power on. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Good thump. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's see whether we can get a picture on this thing. Let me just turn it off. Okay, so I've got a video source going on there. I am just going to twiddle it all the way down because I know that it's quite low down on that. So the shorter I can run this, the better. Right, here we go. Turn the power on. What we get? Do we get anything? Oh, we've got a rolling picture. And it's black and white, whatever it is. There is some colour there. There is some colour there. Not much. If I turn the colour all the way up, there is. We're definitely getting colour demodulation there. Let's turn the sound up.
Nobody can get to those patients either. Doctor tried and damn nearly got his head blown off.
Yeah.
6 people in that.
It's very scratchy. We do have something. So yeah, the contrast is really scratchy, and the brightness control is nearly non-existent. It's doing something, but not much. That colour, the colour's slowly coming in. Very, very, very slowly. Focus is good. Let's just see what happens. Does it go bang after a while? I don't know. The vertical, yeah, I can deal with that. I think my other set upstairs in the loft did the very similar thing. So yeah, that's entirely capacitors. Let's tune the other stations in. I can certainly smell it. There's a lot of dusty smells coming out of this thing. Oh yeah, I can smell it. I can smell it. or yeah, something that's getting warm. Oh, as I said, we do have something. That's the great thing, is that we actually have a picture on it. Not a great picture, but a picture. Oh, that's really getting smelly. Not electronics burning, but more dust burning. The brightness is starting to actually come in. That's the contrast. It's definitely warming up. I can smell it. Oh god, it is. Oh wow, that is real. Yeah, I'm gonna let it cool right down. Let's give this thing a good blowout. I don't want the thing catching on fire, which has happened in the past when there was a bit of crap and it started arcing, and then we got smoke and a little bit of flame. Yeah, okay. I'm going to get the dust blown out of this thing fully. I have done some cleaning, but yeah, and then hopefully that should reduce the smell. Then we can start thinking about a recap. This has got to be recapped. There's no doubt about it. There's absolutely no way I'm leaving this as it is, because it will, the capacitors will take out quite a few bits of silicon which are unobtainium. Especially if they go that far out of spec, short, open, whatever, it will put so much pressure on some of the other components and so much load on some of the other components that it will actually it'll pop things. So yes, this is definitely a candidate for a full recap. Cosmetically, it's actually in pretty decent nick. It really is. Even with this stuff, I can deal with that. It's amazing what a Sharpie will do. But yeah, it's working. It's working. If I had powered it up with that 2SC 867A actually there, I think it would have shorted even more. These aren't too difficult to recap, actually. Access to the boards is excellent, and yeah, it's pretty decent. So purity rings here have shifted, and they're very loose, so that needs sorting. And there's just a lot of dust. It just all needs blowing out. Alright, it's been cleaned out. There wasn't that much in there, but, you know, it was faint dust everywhere. I've cleaned out the flyback, all of the HT leads, as much as I can do around the power board and a few other places. There's just a few places left, but it's pretty clean, actually. I was expecting far worse than this. Let's put power on, and let's run it for a while, see what happens. Get good contact, let's try again. Yeah, needs work. Okay, let's get a test card on this thing and see what it looks like. The green, the red and the blue all look about right, but they're muted. That's the colour control at full whack. It might just mean that the tube needs running, but it's lovely and sharp. We've got a great frequency response there, even getting close to that, so yeah, that's good. We've got pincushion problems here, we've got vertical we know about down there. Yeah, it's just showing up the vertical. We've got convergence issues across there, which again is just a turn off that control on for the H-stat. Yeah, that doesn't give us much information. This does. The linearity is a bit squashed here, bit wider there, and it's getting wider, so it probably needs we've got some ringing after the individual lines. Yeah, so we've got some ringing, which again is capacitor issues. It's a good luminance on it. It really is a very good luminance. The contrast is slowly coming in as it warms up. Again, the color bars are fine. Blue's good, red is a little less, green is good. The white, we've got some problems with purity just down here. That's red, bit pale. Yeah, so if I turn the colour down, yeah, we've also got some herringboning This is capacitors. This is absolutely capacitors. Green, nice strong. Blue, nice and strong. White. Again, we've got convergence issues down here. We've also got rolling. There's a rolling bar, which is there. Again, that's capacitors. Let's go to something more meaningful. Yeah, there's going to get much from that. Yeah, it's not exactly round, but we can sort that. Yeah, the frequency response is lovely. Contrast is, as it's being run, it's slowly coming in, and that's what happens with some of these TVs. They've been running for off for so long that the tubes just take forever to slowly warm up and come back in. The Sony was it KV-1340 or 1320, the one I've got, the wood grain cabinet, took ages to come in, like 8 hours, 10 hours of running. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty good. We've got semblance of bars at 3 megahertz. We've got the, yeah, okay, it's a bit thing, but that shows that it's actually there. So we're getting close to 3 megahertz frequency response on that, and it's lovely and sharp. It is actually very sharp, I've got to say. In terms of the actual luminance, in terms of the rest of it, no, it's a bit fuzzy on here and here. You can see it down there. I think, again, hopefully if we run this, it will come in and start to go down. Otherwise, I'm replacing capacitors in the driver boards for the horizontal and vertical, which I am going to do anyway. Yeah, apart from the issues we've got, I'm actually quite pleased. I just hope the damn thing actually stays alive long enough for me to actually fix it. These things do have they are reliable, but when they go wrong, they go wrong. And usually taking out lots of very, very unobtainium silicon, and it's never the same again. So if you replace it with similar transistors, it will run, but it's not that good. On the board here is all of the controls: vertical linearity, tilt, pin, horizontal frequency, vertical size, horizontal centering. So we can have a quick adjustment and see whether we can improve the vertical. I think it might just stretch it out, but yeah. Let's see what we get. Okay, so I'm on the vertical size, and I've got a funny feeling it's just going to stretch it if I try and get that below that. So, and that circle is not a circle anymore. Yeah, it needs work on the vertical circuit. So yeah, that's fine. I can deal with that. Red, yeah, that's nice and red. Green, blue, yeah. So it's waking up. The tube is definitely waking up and changing. Oh, the smell of this thing is unbelievable. It's not unpleasant. It's just burning dust as it warms up. But it's the fact that the red, green and blue pots are all turned right down, which to me sounds like the tube was actually in reasonable condition. I will do a selective capacitor replacement on the deflection board and a couple of the other boards as well. I'll just go through it, and I don't replace the whole lot. I want to see how far it goes, see what happens to this tube when it gets really warmed up and been running for a while. So I've just temporarily tapped that 47 microfarad 250 there, and let's see what it looks like on screen. So it's nearly there. See down here, it's just doubling over just a tiny bit, but it's all shifted downwards. Yeah, it really is very, very close. So I might try to shift the whole picture down in the horizontal position, and I don't want to stretch it anymore. But yeah, it's very, very close. And again, I've only just really temporarily tapped that in on that side. I just wanted to see how the TV reacted when I put it in. Okay, so we've got a wire which is connected from C to either C2, C1 or C3 on the board itself. So I can desolder it and then reposition it, and we can try it. So let's give that a go and let's see what happens. So there we go. C up there goes to C2, C1 or C3 there. So I'm going to desolder the C2 and then connect it to C1 and see what happens. Picture. Oh, look at that. That brought it in. That brought it in loads. Brilliant. Cool. Right, okay. So I'm going to then disconnect that capacitor and let's see what that does as well. But yeah, that's given the full frame. Do we get full frame? Do we get full frame? Cross fingers. No. Okay, so I have removed the 20 microfarad 100 volt capacitor, put the 47 microfarad 250 in. I've left it on C1. Let's see what happens. Yes, that works. Oh boy, that works. Finally. Yes. So I think something else is going on this circuit for me to have to put in a double the capacitance in. It could be, again, just this. I did try a couple of other ones, like a 10 microfarad at 250, and that didn't work at all. So it's needing more. Something's happened. The tuning has gone out because the if I show you that was factory soldering. So when it left this factory, it was on C2. So I've had to move it to C1 to bring it all in, which, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, we've now got full deflection. Picture's reasonably good. The tube is starting to come alive again, but it's still quite, it's quite struggling quite a bit. So let's see whether we can. That's at minimum brightness. So that's at full brightness. There's virtually no change. The contrast, that's definitely working. I wonder whether I should actually turn down the screen voltage a little bit. But we have full deflection. That's the main thing. Let me adjust the screen voltage and see whether I can actually bring this brightness and contrast in, and it might help improve things. So yeah, I've dropped the screen voltage all the way down. It's nearly at the bottom of its pot, and suddenly now the contrast and the brightness seem to work a lot better. It's got a much better range now. The screen voltage too high. Okay. Oh yes, also I replaced the 4.7 250 volt there with a 3.3 because it was quite tired. The component checker said that it was quite leaky, so it's not doing too badly, this little telly. We've finally got a reasonable picture. Let's let this run. So the set's back together again. It's been running for about 3 hours, something like that. It's as best as I'm going to get. I've managed to solve the vertical height problem through a combination. I found a resistor that was a bit out of tolerance, and I had a spare one, so I put it in. That helped bring it in. And I've also expanded the pitch just a little bit, and it seems to be fine now. The colour's still quite weak, and it's weak across all the guns, so I think it's more to do with the colour demodulation than anything else. I don't think it's the tube. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Yeah, I'm just going to run it. I'm going to tidy up this with a Sharpie, give it a good clean, a thorough deep clean. And yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's cosmetically, it's actually in quite reasonable condition. I haven't put the knobs back on, but I'll do that in after the video. Pretty reasonable. Just needs a bit more of a clean. Inside was better than I expected. These sets tend to get the life run out of them, and they get very dusty and dirty inside and need a lot of cleaning. This one wasn't too bad. This one wasn't too bad. As somebody's either been in here in and adjusted all the pots trying to get the best picture, and they've reduced everything, or it was like that, and it's just been put away, and the tubes, all capacitors are weak, and the colour isn't great. In the camera it looks good, but in person it is a little weak. It's not that vibrant, and Sony's tend to be quite vibrant colours. Yeah, I'll do some more. I'm going to do a bunch more capacitor replacements on the colour demodulation board and other bits and pieces, you know, and see where we get with it. The power levels, so as the picture goes from a bright to dark, it makes the picture pulsate. I did have a go at setting the B+, and it should be 110. The best I could get was about 109.5, and it just wouldn't go any higher. So again, it could also be power supply as well. Very, very occasionally there's an arc, and sometimes it will click. So I don't know whether that's just arcing off on dirt or something, but it is what it is. It was a relatively cheap set from eBay. It was sold as non-working, and it definitely was non-working because the chopper transistor was shorted. So yeah, it's probably been shorted and just been shoved in a storage somewhere. The tube was bright green when it actually first started up. So I've managed to also reduce the green gun a little bit, just to sort of try and balance them out. The guns are not balanced at all. But yeah, I really love these sets. I think they're very cute, very lovely. A pain in the arse to keep going. My other one upstairs is showing signs of failure, and again, it's actually surprisingly it's very similar. So I might actually dive in there into that one and see whether I can repair that. And the knowledge I've gained from this has been quite interesting, because I wasn't sure what the other one was doing, but with this one I've managed to fix it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe if you like Doctor Who: The Ark in Space, and I will see you on the next video.